Hello and welcome. It's Wednesday and it's March 30th on a beautiful Wednesday here in New Hampshire. I must say that I think getting used to a new environment with negative Celsius degrees is not as easy as I wish it would be. But it's been, I think I have a few people here, especially the ones from Canada and some other ones who know just how cold it can get at night or during the day. So it doesn't really want me to go out a lot right now. But the sun at least is shining. But yeah, it's been quite an adjustment over here. Also, new setup, new environment, new lights, new everything. So that doesn't really help to be on time. So I was just a few seconds late, I think. Welcome, everyone. So I'm going live today with something which comes up over and over again. And I know how hard it can be sometimes to price out your products correctly. So I wanted to talk about what it means to price out your products or even your consultations correctly, or at least make them profitable. But then I also wanted to quickly show for our Blend Precisely users where you can or will find the new tutorials. Tomorrow I recorded today a whole bunch of new tutorials. So basically what I do, everything I do in my business is batch processing. So meaning batch processing of videos, batch processing of social media posts, batch processing of everything. I'm trying to always just take one afternoon or one day and just do a whole bunch of that. So today I recorded 11 new tutorials, and once you're in the groove, actually it's not that bad because you can just hammer out one after another one, and it's fun to be in the zone. So I created new tutorials, and you will be able to find them. I will show you later on where. And so now let's talk about a little bit. And for the ones currently joining us, I would love to hear from you. For the other ones, how you create your product prices or your consultation prices. So first of all, where we start out is always like a little bit. We do obviously our research, what we want to sell, what the market is requesting. That is the most important thing. Are we fulfilling a pain point in the market, and can we actually sell, or are we going to sell what we are planning to sell? That was a weird sentence. Okay, will we have the possibility to sell what we want to sell? Meaning, is there enough request for the product on the market? So first of all, you want to make sure that you create something the market wants, not that you create something the market is not interested in, because then you obviously won't have any sales. So make sure, first of all, that you create a product that the market is interested in, that your customer is interested in, and not just what you would like to create. If it coincides, that's even better. So when we create a blend, and you can see that obviously in when you use Blend Precisely and you create a blend, you know what? Let me see if I can actually share something, because it's much easier to share, if that's possible today. A window over here. Let's see if I can share it. Okay, you should be able to see it. So if you create a product, and then let me just take a product as an example here today. So let's say you created a product, and the product is going to cost you around $5.47. And then you add packaging, and your cost of goods sold here is $7.13. Now let's add that you created 10 minutes it took you to create the product. You have a profit margin of 3, so meaning your cost of goods sold times 3. And then your total price will have basically your production time in it, the tax, and shipping as well. So let's say you created this product. It's a 2-ounce product for body oil, and the body oil is going to go on the market. You're really happy with it. You're looking forward to sell it in your next craft show, on your online store or somewhere else. So what do you do with this here right now? You know that your costs are around $7.13. In order to make a profit, you want to at least up it times 3, meaning you want to sell it at least for $23.38. So let's say you want to sell it for $24. Let's take taxes right now out, because that is not necessarily something you need when you go to a craft show, or they will be added when you get into your when the client gets to the end of the sales in your store, for example. So let's say you put it out for $24. Now you can, I would not suggest to just put it out. First of all, what makes it a profitable good product? First of all, it's you gotta cover your costs. So meaning in this case you do, you cover your raw ingredients, you cover your label, you cover your whole packaging. Maybe you put some nice hang tags on it or create another piece of paper. All of this you want to have in the price. You want to make sure that you add your labor costs as well. If it takes you 10 minutes, 15 minutes, or 60 minutes to create, add those as well. But you also want to make sure that you actually create a profit that you can either pay yourself or you can reinvest into your business. So how do you actually know that? Is by looking also at your competition. So there are 4 things. First of all, you want to make sure you create a profit so that it's becoming a profitable blend that has all of your raw ingredients covered, right? So you need to be able to cover all of your costs, at least cover the cost times 2, if not times 3 or 4. And that is a little bit depending on your market. Then the next thing is you want to look at your competition. You do want to check out what your competition is charging. So for a body oil, 2-ounce body oil right now, what is your competition charging? What is it your competition is putting in it? Are they using organic ingredients? Are they similar to what you're offering? So make sure you look at your competition. Then also make sure actually that your market bears the price. So can you actually sell it in your market, or is it going to be expensive? So if you have a niche market and you're focusing on body oils, and they are maybe therapeutic, organic, and I don't know, they just feel good on your skin, will your market be able to pay you that amount of money? So if you go to a craft show or a flea market or a boutique, it's much different. Your pricing will be much different. If you go to a flea market and try to sell your products, you can probably not ask for more than the markup here of 2. So let's say $16, maybe even less. But that barely covers your costs and everything else. So where are you going to sell it? So will the market be able to pay for your products? So if you have, I don't know, you have a beautiful balm and you're selling it for $6, I can guarantee you that this might be way too little actually in a boutique. You know, you can sell it for much more. So the perceived value is number 4. Actually, for me, the perceived value is like this little bit of an art. If you sell a lip balm for, I'm going to come out here one more time. Let me just come back to the screen and stop sharing. So if you, for example, sell a lip balm might be anywhere between $4 and $8. But if you sell a facial serum, the perceived value of a facial serum or an eye serum is much, much higher than lip balm. So with your lip balm, you might go up in your production cost. I don't even know where this light is coming from. You might go up in your production cost times 3, but maybe for a facial serum, you can go times 4, like a profit factor times 4, 5, or 6. So a facial serum has a much higher perceived value to your market than a lip balm. Or I would never, for example, spend for a room spray $45. Would I spend $45 maybe for a facial serum, which guarantees me that it's organic and has all organic and beautiful ingredients, and on top of it, actually, it will a few drops will last me for a long time, yeah, I might consider spending $45. I mean, I will ask my husband, but you know what I mean. The value of a facial serum is much higher. So if you're right now, oh, it's sunlight coming in. So if you're right now online, is how do you price your products? I would love to hear from you. What do you consider when you price out your products? As I said, you want to look at your competition. You want to make sure that all of your costs are covered and that you actually have a profit margin in there that allows you to either pay yourself or you can reinvest into your business. Then you want to make sure you look at your competition as well. And then you also want to make sure that your market actually wants to purchase this item. So, your market is going to be ready for your item to purchase it. So I think when you price something out, you always have to consider who's your customer, who's your niche, right? Who's your customer? What is your niche market? What are the products selling in that niche market? And what is your competition doing? And before you go out and try to produce a whole bunch of products and you don't know if they will sell, I would suggest to only create 3 to 5 products. Visit a few craft shows, go to a few markets, ask family and friends to test drive them. Make sure you give them out and have people try them out with feedback. But yeah, so that's for me, pricing is so important, and it's not very straightforward. It's not black and white. It's pretty much a whole big gray zone there because you can do a lot. So what could you do to lower your costs? That is another question I get often asked is, okay, what do I do if my prices are too high? And I actually think the market could use the product, but the prices are too high. Well, you want to make sure you batch process or you batch produce, meaning you're getting higher or bigger quantities of the products you need so you can lower the price there. You want to make sure that you consider maybe exchanging a few of your ingredients instead of the most expensive base oil or basic oil carrier oil. You choose not macadamia, but maybe you choose almond oil. Or in your packaging, is it really necessary to to present your products in the most beautiful bottles, basically? So you want to consider where you can lower the costs and if you can up your profit margin there. So those are pretty much those few things I would consider. So if you're coming in right now, I would definitely rewatch the video. If you're rewatching it, let me know in the comments section how you make sure that you're actually taking the right that you're creating the right prices. So one more time, just to recap: cover your costs with a profitable margin so that you can pay yourself or that you can reinvest into your business. So it needs to be a good margin. Make sure you research your competition and you know the prices so you can set your prices along the same lines. Doesn't need to be the exact, it doesn't need to be higher or lower, but just that you know what your competition is charging. Make sure your market will pay for it, meaning that there is a need in the market as well. And then also look at the perceived value. Always luxurious products, you will have a much higher profit margin than the smaller products like lip balms. There's never going to be a high profit margin in them necessarily, unless you sell 100 of them and they are really wanted and so on. But in theory and also in practical, you can take much more money for a facial serum than a room spray. Yeah, so I just got here, so I don't know if you talked about this already. Let me just see quickly. But when attending markets, do you have a government approval or cosmetic papers for these items? So I think it is really depending on what state you are, and it is varying quite a bit. I know that, for example, Florida is really rough on cosmetic products or anything essential oils. If you go out in New Hampshire here, for example, I don't need any government approved papers or cosmetic papers at all. So the FDA regulations overall, they don't require anything, but you might have a state where you're not able to produce any cosmetic products. So I know Jackie, if she's listening in right now, she lives in Florida and she's had the hardest time in getting any of her business wishes up and going. So you do want to look definitely into your state requirements and ask there. Um, I'm in Canada and I'm having such a time. So I assume you're having such a hard time, right? Yeah. So Canada might most likely, and I would also go back to your. I know in Canada you have your aromatherapy association there as well. Go back to those associations and ask what their experience is, or if they have any tips there as well. Again, every country, like in Europe, they are extremely difficult. I mean, on one hand, it's really, really good because you don't get moldy products pretty much. And then I know in the United States, they're super easy with everything. But then again, it's depending which state you're going to. So you do want to figure it out. Look at the FDA guidelines, look at your country's guidelines, and then absolutely talk to other aromatherapists or people attending craft markets. Um, I know that a few people here in our group also go to markets, and there's actually a post who does craft markets. If you go into the search bar on Facebook and just check out markets, you will see that some people attended markets, and I would ask those as well. I will definitely rewatch from the start. Yeah, do so. I think pricing is really an art. It's nothing straightforward. It really helps, obviously, if you can cost out your products with Blend Precisely, and then you try out different pricing in your market. I mean, you can see that if you sell them for very low and they fly off your shelf, you might have hit the nail in terms of the pricing and the quality of the product and the size of the product. But sometimes it needs a few adjustments, and sometimes it's easier to start out on the lower side and see if the product is wanted and needed, and then you can up in your price over time. Okay, so somebody here just said, and that's so sweet. I can't see the name. I'm sorry. You have to actually give permission to StreamYard to see the name. But I'm in Canada and on the boards of CFA and CAOA. Feel free to message me. Super. Thank you so much. So whoever this one was, write to this person. I think you can see it when you're on Facebook. I just can't see it here in StreamYard. So, what if my competition is not professional and the products are low quality? So if you that is of course, here's something very interesting. So the people who buy from your competition, they might not see that they are not professional and the products are low quality. And you want to find out, and most likely that's the case, that the people who buy from that person where they are not professional and the products are low quality, that those people are not the same people you will be serving. The people you will be serving, and you need to educate them, is a whole different group. So you're not in the right market. If you compare yourself to a competition that offers low quality products with unprofessional services, then this area is not your competition really. That is, if you go to, let's say, uh, I don't have a good comparison right now. So let's take a high-end essential oil supplier where we know the prices are fairly high, but we can count on their quality every single time, and they take returns without questioning it. They have great customer service. So what differentiates you from this not professional service and the low quality products? And those differentiators you have to emphasize in your entire marketing. So if you have a website and your products are triple the price, you do need to name why, especially in the beginning. You're using only high quality products. They are coming from sustainable sources. They are all organic. They are done with the finest ingredients. So you need to emphasize what you're doing. But I would not compare myself to a competition that is not even in the area where we are in. So I will never compare, I don't know, Target to Nordstrom, or like a high-end boutique to Trader Joe's or Aldi. See, those two is almost like apples and bananas. There will be a group of people who will be always hunting for the low-end products, and that is just not your group of people. So that is what I would say. Oh, it's Shannon. Okay, thank you so much, Shannon. Thank you. Okay, great. Yeah, so find some help here with Shannon. Thank you so much. That is awesome. So yeah, I just can see it, but I think while you're on Facebook, you will be able to see it. So just quickly, does that answer your question in regards to the competition is not professional and the products are low in quality? Try to find the competition you would want to compare yourself with. And then, just another caution, the word comparison. We are all our own products. Basically, we are not the other person, but we do have to do a little bit of comparison, and especially in the beginning, to see where we want to fit into the market, not where we fit in, but where we want to maybe fit in. Do you want to be an Aldi, or do you want to be some kind of an organic store? Just an organic grocery store, just as an example. Do you want to have great customer service, or you don't care and you can basically make your prices really low, but there will be no return policies, or there will be no customer service, no chat service, nothing. So I think find someone you really admire. So that's how I would go about these things. I would find someone I really, really admire in terms of all of my values in my company, my customer service, my pricing, the way they package their products. That is a good example, maybe. If you get an Apple product shipped to your home and you unpack the Apple product, it feels like you're somehow in a special setting, if you know what I mean. But if you go somewhere and buy your product in a low end market and the carpet is smelling and everything else, it just doesn't feel the same. So I would definitely look, what are your values? And then look for those people. Like, there must be people in your market you're looking up to. Everybody has that. And we all have someone where we say, oh, they are doing such a great job. I would love to be like them. And this is what I'm going to do about that. And look at their websites, have even a product shipped to you and see how they do their products. How do they package them? How do they sell them? How do they talk about them? What do the reviews say of this seller? And then take that all in and see how you can incorporate this in your niche. Yes, that answers my question. I'm trying so hard to educate consumers. And that is so hard in the essential oil industry. But we do need to find, for everyone, everybody has their niche out there. I know that there will be the person who will love your product. If that maybe means, and that is just a thought, for example, if that maybe means that when you go live, or you do a special treat for your customers, you invite them into your group, and in addition you're educating them for free in that case for about essential oils and where you get your essential oils. You go live in this group. We have to go above and beyond. The market is huge out there, the e-commerce market, the online market. We are up against a huge competition out there. So if we don't find our values and differentiators, we will have a really hard time actually making it in the market. I'm not saying it's not possible, but it is where we have to put much more effort in than ever before. I mean, I had brick and mortar stores, and that was much easier than doing anything online or selling online. It was much easier to open up the doors to a brick and mortar store. People are walking by, they're coming in, and you can enchant them actually with your knowledge, and you can talk to them. It's so much more personal. But how do you differentiate yourself in an online market, right? So that comes through customer service, going live, being present, doing customer service or returns, guaranteeing them guarantee, and so on. So there's just a lot more we need to do in today's days than 10 years ago, I believe, or 20 years ago. Love the comparison to Apple products. Exactly. Yeah. So I think find the one you would like to compare yourself to and don't look at anything else. Just find someone you admire. And, there's nothing new or there's nothing new missing, basically. You do not reinvent your wheel. So what you're basically doing is just going out and taking somebody's beauty or idea or something else and making it your own, meaning you put your personality in, you add your own little packaging details, your own personal note, your love notes to the customer. Thank you, Seth. See, that's perfect now. The lighting is so much better. I'm gonna have a much nicer background because that's a horrible blue-gray. It's the new house still, so very sorry. Yeah, so, I love Apple products. I like to unwrap them. So I'm gonna try to do the same with my products in a different way. But that's just me. You gotta find your own way. All right. So, are there any more questions right now? If you just joined, thank you so much for joining. We were talking about pricing out your products and the four most important things, how to price them out and what is needed for the products. Maybe just watch again the live of today. I do want to just quickly share with our Blend Precisely users. I recorded 11 new tutorials and they will be up tomorrow. And Seth is going to add actually 2 more, so 30 new tutorials. Let me just share you. I put the link in. In the post as well, but it is basically over here. So academy.blendprecisely.io login, and then your login password. You go in here, and they will be under your products. And remember that we have the search live stream from Sergi. I love, love, love this one. So if you're stuck in Blend Precisely and you're looking, for example, I forgot how to create stock blends, simply put in here stock blend and do a search, and it will search all my live videos that ever talked about stock blends. And you can see also down here, the tutorial number 13 is already available. Creating a stock blend and adding it to another formula is right here. I'm gonna put this down here because there we go. So you can search Sergi with everything you need to search. It's a really cool little tool I have here for you in your members area. So anything, all our lives, anything you're looking for are searchable within the videos. So it will give you all the results, how to add a raw ingredient and so on. So it will give you, hang on, just raw. I must have misspelled something. So it will give you everything where we talked about raw ingredients, number 8. And the good thing is it will not only tell you which one it is and get you there, but it will get you to the exact point where we talked about it. For example, 5 minutes and 54, we talked about raw ingredient. So use this feature if you're searching for anything in regards to Blend Precisely. It's really super helpful. And other than this, I'm going to come back here right now, stop sharing. And I really, really wanted to wish you just a lovely, lovely afternoon and a lovely rest of your week. If you have any questions, let me know. Also, if you have any comments on how you price out your products or what you find important when you price them out, let us know in the comment section as well, because I know it will be super helpful for everyone here in the groups. So thank you for watching. Thank you for joining. And I will see you next week with another live. And I'm now in New Hampshire, so they will happen in the afternoon. I just need to find the perfect time. Before I knew it when I was back in Portugal, but now I need to figure everything out. But it's most likely going to be like today, 4 p.m. Eastern time. 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and then 9 p.m. GMT time. So thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Bye, everyone. Ciao, ciao.